Ninth inning dramatics have been the story in this series, with both teams taking home a win in the final frame. Now things turn toward a couple of lefties on the mound. Derek Holland, who's still looking for his first win with his new team, and Clayton Richard, because why wouldn't the Giants face another lefty starter? Game 3 of the series next.
We've got day baseball here at the corner of 3rd and King. It is a beautiful day as this game is going to wrap up a 3-game series. Giants Padres, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Kruko. Well, Giants lose last night, get a good night's sleep. Today, they got a guy on the mound that needs a win, and that's Derek Holland.
Derek Holland indeed comes into today's game with an 0-3 record in the ERA in the 5s, and he's not happy with the way things have gone. He feels he can be a lot better. Well, hopefully today is when it starts to get a whole lot better. He'll take on Clayton Richard, who has always given the Giants fit. However, the last couple times, the Giants have beaten him. So, Giants have won 3 series coming into today. They have a chance to win a 4th, a 7-3 homestand, get a good bit of momentum going into the road trip. So a lot at stake today, and let's hope they can get it done.
Hundley hitting cleanup. Buster Posey not in the lineup today. So it should be fun here at the Yard as we wrap up this homestand. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family. Only at Jack in the Box.
Getting a look at the Giants vault right there. Your San Francisco Giants getting ready for a rubber match this afternoon. If they take today's series, that means 4 straight series wins, and that would probably mean a happy flight for your San Francisco Giants. Welcome back to our broadcast, everybody. I'm Amy Gutierrez. An often special guest stopped by AT&T Park. Today, actor Alden Ehrenreich was here. He plays Han Solo in the new movie Solo, A Star Wars Story. He came by to help the Giants promote May the 4th Be With You and May 18th, which is going to be Star Wars Day here at AT&T Park. I had a chance to sit down with him. We talked a little ball and a little Solo. Here's a look.
Yeah, it's great. It's really exciting. I love baseball. I love just being out there. We just shot the promos out on the field, and it's just so beautiful. And I never get to go sit right there next to home plate. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, not a lot of people get that access, but I guess for Han Solo, we'll make it happen. Pressure is this key word in baseball. We always talk about it. It's always a storyline.
Yeah.
And I would guess that there might be a little bit of pressure in playing this iconic role of Han Solo. Of course, Harrison Ford, everybody knows him and loves how he did it. So how do you take on that role, make it your own in a sort, and handle the pressure of wanting everybody to still love Han Solo after they see the movie?
Right. Well, I never was an athlete professionally or anything, but I would imagine it's sort of a similar thing. You concentrate on what the job at hand, like what you're in charge of and the things you have to focus on and your fundamentals, and just kind of stick to that. And, you know, I think like this story in this movie is so exciting. Like when I read the script, the tale, just the adventure story of it, and learning about Han and who he was earlier on, it's so fun that I think people will really have a good time.
Star Wars popularity, immeasurable, and now you're part of this franchise and the fabric. As an actor, what does that mean to you?
Well, it's great. It's great to feel that, especially like those kids, those teenage kids, are gonna love, you know, experiencing this movie and have the action figures. And I remember being a kid and seeing movies and getting so excited about them, and it opens up your imagination. So I look forward to seeing that happen for kids.
We really look forward to the movie Alden Ehrenreich.
That's right.
Yeah, best of luck, and we look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
All right, the movie opens in theaters everywhere May 25th. Everyone, of course, is excited, and everybody's excited because Derek Holland's going to be on the hill. I wonder if he could do a solo impersonation. Lineups, first pitch, Krukenkai, all coming your way.
Derek Holland leads the Giants out of the dugout. To wrap up this 3-game series, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 63 degrees here at the ballpark. You see the winds, humidity at 61%, and it is a sunny day with just a few puffy clouds hanging around. Here's a look at the Padres lineup. It'll be Margot, Hosmer, and then Villanueva. Hit a home run last night, and he's hot. Followed by Pirela, Cordero, and Galvis. Matt Caesar is going to hit 7th, and it's Ellis 8th and Richard 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the left-handed veteran, Derek Holland. Holland, 9 years in the big leagues. This will be start number 6 for him in the 2018 campaign. Still looking for his first win on the year. 25 strikeouts in 25 innings. And for Holland, you're going to see a fastball that's low 90s. He'll 2 and 4 seam it, change up at a curveball, and a slider. You'll see more sliders to lefties and righties.
First pitch of the ball game is high.
First pitch, 12:45.
So we get started on time. Margot hitting at 182. Chases and misses, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. A home run, 7 runs batted in. Pops this one back and out of play. Margot went 1 for 4 on Monday, and then led off in the game last night where the Padres won 3-2, and in that game Margot went 0 for 4. Breaking ball down and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Giants won on Monday 6-5. Of course, that was a dramatic 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. And the 2-2 pitch is inside 3-2. The home plate umpire is Chris Cuccione. Rackley, Vanover, Wendelstedt from first to third.
Cuccione, he's a low ball umpire, but you will get some width on both sides of the plate. Pretty consistent zone. Good zone to pitch to.
Hit out into left center field with something on it, but it's going to be Gorkis Hernandez who tracks it down. Nice play to start out the game.
Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Derek Holland today. Starting in the outfield for the Giants. From left to right, it'll be Hernandez, Jackson, and McCutcheon. Best arm in left field. Crawford, Longoria on the left side. Tomlinson and Bell on the right side. Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Buster Posey, an off day today.
For now.
For now.
Here's Hosmer, the hero last night. Does have good lifetime numbers against Holland, who throws him a curveball for a strike. He's 7 for 16 against Holland with a double and a home run. Comes back with the next one, it misses. His home run last night in the 9th was his 3rd of the year. Power wise and RBI wise, he's off to a slow start. As this is bounded to Tomlinson from the outfield grass, 2 down. And here's Villanueva.
First inning has been one of the keys for Derek Holland. I mean, he is a slow starter. Once he finds his rhythm, he locks into it. But the first inning has been giving him some problems. That was the goal today, to go out there and have a good first.
Here's Villanueva, who jacked one out in the first inning last night. As he takes a pitch high. Andy Suarez gave it up. That was his 9th of the year. And Villanueva does have a home run this year off of Derek Law. Half swing, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants with a win today, it will take the series, which they've done in the last 3 series. It would also give them a 7-3 homestand. I don't know, for whatever reason, 7-3 sounds a whole lot better than 6-4.
Well, 7-3 means you're playing great baseball. 6-4 means you're playing good baseball. So that's the difference.
I knew there was a difference. Foul. 2-2.
But it would also increase their streak of winning series. They've won 3 in a row, starting in Anaheim, then Washington, and the Dodgers. Tough to win a 4-game series. They did that against LA over the weekend. Now trying to win their 4th series in a row.
That will end the inning. Holland with a nice first. Hernandez, McCutchen, Longoria coming up. It'll be Gorky Hernandez, who's got good numbers against Richard. He will lead it off, followed by McCutchen, Longoria, and then Hundley. Hundley's swinging it pretty well right now. Bell, Jackson, and Crawford. Tomlinson 8th, Holland 9th.
On the hill today for the San Diego Padres will be the left-handed veteran Clayton Richard. Richard in his 9th year at the big league level. Let's see what he has done in 6 starts, 1-3 with a 5.35 ERA. When you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a low 3/4 release and a fastball that's going to be right around 90 with good sink. He's also got a slider, which he's kind of a 2-pitch guy. He'll mix in a changeup just to stay in shape. But basically sinker slider with lots of sinkers. Lifetime against the Giants, he is 6-7 with a 4.25 ERA.
Hernandez takes up and in for a ball, hitting at .256 with a home run. He's got a couple of runs batted in. Led off on Monday and the Giants win and went 1 for 5. Here's the pitch. Swinging a line drive right at Villanueva.
Let's take a look at the Padres defensively behind Clayton Richards. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Cordero, Margot, and Caesar. Best arm is in center field with Manuel Margot. Galvis, Villanueva there on the left side. Pereira and Hosmer, they're on the right side. And A.J. Ellis, the veteran, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's McCutchen. McCutchen swinging the bat pretty well right now, although his numbers don't show it. And good at bats last night. He went 1 for 4. He's 5 for 11 with a couple of home runs against Richard. Rolls it foul. Richards likes to get it and go. He doesn't waste any time.
Well, he's a sinker baller. He understands the importance of keeping your defense on your toes because you're likely going to be putting it in play. Clayton Richards, a big guy. Double letterman at the University of Michigan. Basketball and baseball.
Line drive, center field, base hit.
He is just laying out some ropes these days.
Margot plays deep, doesn't he?
He really does. Take a look at the challenge and a 2-strike right out over the middle of the plate. That pitch cast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Well balanced approach right there.
Here's Longoria. 245 with 6 home runs, 16 runs batted in. And he takes a pitch just inside. He's got a home run lifetime against Richard. He's 1 for 7. Moves his feet. Two and 0. On the ground to third, and Villanueva just flat out kicked it.
Well, I think that's a day game after night game error.
You think?
For Villanueva, this is going to be his 5th error. I don't think he ever touched it with his glove. He hit off his left foot.
That is exactly what I looked like in fantasy camp 10 years ago.
You're also 55 years old.
I stopped playing.
Eventually, every infielder is going to look like that.
He's young. He gets to bounce back on the very next one.
That's true.
Here's Hundley. Hundley with a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
I think he swung at that just to, he set him up. Pitcher throws a breaking ball that gets missed like that. You're thinking, oh, I can throw that all day long.
There's Belt. Hundley takes the next one for a strike.
And that's a Chris Guccione strike. You're going to see a lot of those knee highs. And I think most pitchers would like that strike.
Line drive, base hit. Giants are going to be on the board. McCutchen scores. It's 1-0.
And that's how you take advantage of an error. An error creates opportunity. What could have been an inning-ending double play ground ball, now all of a sudden it's big-time opportunity. And for Nick Hundley, that's an 0-2 base hit. Little breaking ball, just lingering out over the plate. That catches any part of the strike zone. That's a hanger.
So here's Belt. Belt hitting .292 with 6 home runs, 14 runs batted in. And it's wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Belt, his history against Clayton Richard is 3 for 11. Doesn't really tell you a lot. Belt went 0 for 3 in the game last night. Fouls it out of play. Does not have a hit in this series. It's 0 for 7 in the series. All right.
Gamer Bade, make a play. Attaboy. Woohoo! Just slight celebration.
Yeah. She's act like she's done it before.
Probably has.
Half swing by Belt, 1-2.
Big sweeping hard slider from Richard. That's really been a good pitch for him against lefties for a long time.
And that pitch runs inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And you can see what he's thinking, though. He gets him to go out to that big sweeping slider. He's obviously aware of it. Then he comes back in with fastball and tries to burn him on the hands with it. And he didn't miss by much.
Belt pulls his pitch down and in. Foul.
As you mentioned, Richard, a big guy, 6'5", 240-pounder.
Yeah, built like a football player.
Yeah, and he didn't even play that at Michigan. Although, you know, as athletic as he is, he probably could.
So now it's 3-2. Longoria at second, Hundley at first. See if Belt gets something to hit here. 3-2. And he doesn't.
You got to have some guts to take one that close. And Richard wanted it. He follows the pitch. He walks off the mound towards it. Just a little bit outside.
Does he know his strike zone or what?
Yeah, he does. He really does.
I'm convinced sometimes he knows it better than the umpires.
He just doesn't vary. I mean, he stays disciplined to it.
And I'm convinced he would make a very good umpire. Here's Jackson. Bases are loaded. And he rolls the first pitch foul. Jackson 1 for 3 lifetime. No balls and 1 strike. Down the left field line. And that's going to roll for a while. Longoria scores. Hundley scores. Belt drops those big feet at third and stays there. And it's 3-0. Wouldn't it be something if he heats up?
Another mistake out over the middle of the plate from Clayton Richard. I mean, they sit the outside corner. This thing cuts right back in. We're talking T-ball location at 90. And Austin Jackson makes him pay.
Jackson's got 9 runs batted in on the year, and here's Crawford.
And yes, it would be something. They're all starting to swing it.
Giants did this on Monday, where they scored 3 in the first, and then they didn't score again until the 9th. Infield in, and the pitch is low, 1-0. So Belt and Jackson are your base runners. Look out. It's 2-0.
When you have a pitcher like Clayton Richard who has the big sweeping slider and you're hitting off him from the left side, I mean, you really are thinking about away, keeping that front shoulder locked in so you could cover that play. And when he buzzes you one up around your hands, I mean, you can walk into it. Crawford almost did.
Foul down the left field line. Bring his glove? Yes, he did.
Oh, yeah. This player.
Richard gets the sign from Ellis. And Crawford takes it 2-2. Got him.
And that's the kill slider we're talking about. It's a good one. It's quick. And with a runner at third base and less than 2 outs, that's what he was pitching for, and he gets it. First strikeout for Richard.
Tomlinson at the plate with first base open and the pitcher on deck, Derek Law. Well, with first base open, you know, sometimes as a hitter you think you're not going to get anything to hit, and that was a pretty good pitch to hit.
Well, especially with a pitcher on deck, you got to be ready for a challenge if you get it early, and that was an opportunity.
On the ground, fair, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants pick up 3 runs on an error, a walk, and 3 hits. After 1, 3-0 Giants. May 14th through the 26th. The dynamic deal offer for that series is $8. Visit sfgiants.com/dynamic deals to take advantage of that terrific offer to see the Reds. And the first pitch is high. Giants lead now 3-0. Pirela, Cordero, Galvis. And a strike. I just got a text from Joe Simpson.
Broadcaster for the Braves. What do you say?
He's just checking to see if we need anything before you come into town, and he wanted me to say hello to you. Wish you the best. Swing and a miss. 1-2. He's a good dude.
He is a good guy, and he's a good player too. Been doing Braves baseball for a long time.
He said they have an exciting team to watch.
They're athletic.
Giants will find that out Friday night. Here's the 1-2. Just inside 2-2. Up the middle, and Holland spears it. Looks in his glove. Yes, I got it. 1 out. Hey, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, I have good news. Will Smith activated today. Corresponding roster move, they optioned to Austin Slater. I spoke with Will. It's pretty much like Christmas for him today, you guys. Last game he played October 11th, 2016. That's 567 days. And he said, well, that's just too many. He said it was a long haul. There were definitely days he wasn't sure he was going to be able to come back and play, especially when he was running in 120-degree heat in Arizona. But he said through his darkest days, teammates, family, all kept him motivated. Boach did say he's going to try and get him in today. Dwayne?
Yeah, that would be nice. Get his feet wet right off the bat.
He said you miss it when you can't play. You miss it, and you take things for granted, and not anymore. I come back in. I'm going to appreciate the little things, and that's what happens. And you find out, guess what? You're a baseball player. When you can't play, something is not right with the world.
Plus, you just don't feel like one of the guys. You want to be one of the guys.
Amen to that.
Oh, and 2. Tap foul. I noticed the other day down in the tunnel. The relievers have an area down there now where there's a TV, and I think they found a chair for Pablo.
Well,
they brought him in.
Part of the pen. He's got a perfect 0.00 ERA.
1 and 2.
So those are credentials to get a chair with. I really believe we're going to see Pablo again this year.
Hey, if you hit 88, you can do something. 2 and 2. Frenchie Cordero waits. Got him.
Good curveball from Derek Holland. Well, stream the Giants on the go this season. Once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants games streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Check it out.
Here's Galvis. Galvis hitting .243 with a home run. 9 runs batted in. And a strike.
Best seat in the house? That's my dad.
Yep. He's got her locked in.
He's got the seatbelt on.
Not going anywhere. Nothing in 2.
Another good curveball. Talked about Derek Holland and what he wanted to try and accomplish today early in the game was find his rhythm. First inning would give him some problems, but he came out and he had established all of his pitches early.
Three pitches. Now 3 strikeouts. Holland's going to lead things off.
Shut down inning.
The 3-0 lead. Here's Derek Holland. And Holland takes a strike. My partner's been ragging on Holland for a month.
Well, yeah, and there's his career batting statistics. 2 for 21.
Well, Holland made the mistake of answering Mike's question. What he should have done is not answered it. Mike asked him if he could hit. Holland said yes, and that was it, of course. Mike thought he should be Tony Gwynn after that, and right now, well, he's not looking very good.
I said, well, you know what? You look good striking out. Speaking of Tony Gwynn, the great Tony Gwynn, how we miss him. What a player, what a person he was. Broadcast, I mean, everything he did. College coach. And he is missed.
Gorkis Hernandez hit a line drive right at the third baseman, Villanueva, to open up the bottom of the first. And strike. Day game in Chicago today, and the Rockies are leading the Cubs 6-1. That game is in the 6th inning. And that was a start for Yu Darvish. Pop up out of play. 1-2. St. Louis beat the White Sox in St. Louis today, 3-2. And a bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. Time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. One of the big stories of Andrew McCutchen's career. July 30th, 2017, Pirates and Padres. McCutchen hit 3 home runs, one off of Clayton Richard, one off of Jose Torres, and then just for fun, another one off of Jose Torres. There's a strike. McCutchen singled in the first inning.
Take a look at a guy. Now watch how he takes this pitch. He's looking away. He crosses him up because that ball is inside, but he's not in position to get to it simply because he was thinking fastball away. And we've seen how quick McCutchen is inside. You would think, based on some of the at-bats we've seen this year, he sits on that side of the plate all the time, but that's not the case. He'll look in, he'll look away. That's what good hitters do. They'll mix it up because that's what good pitchers do to try and get them out. They mix it up.
Tap foul. McCutchen stays alive. Longoria on deck. Look out.
I don't think he had a chance to get out of the way of that thing. It just kept boring in on him. And if it bores in on you, you have nowhere to go.
Elbow?
I'm not sure.
Try to get the feeling back.
We were watching it from behind. I couldn't tell.
Oh, back of the elbow.
Oh yeah, that's the hot zone right there at the base of your trapezius, just above your elbow. When you get hit there, you just want to puke. You want to go home. You do want to puke. But as bad as it is, and as much as it hurts, it's better to get hit there than it is on your hand.
Yeah, wrist, hand.
Take a look at where it gets him. And look at a reverse. I mean, that's a direct hit. When you have a baseball hit a guy and it goes back towards the pitcher, that's a direct hit.
So here's Longoria, who reached on in error by Villanueva in the first.
Nothing funny about a funny bone.
Seriously, when a guy does that, it used to really hack me off. You get hit by a pitch and then he throws over.
He tries to pick you off.
It's like, well, you shouldn't have hit me.
Well, Richards got a great move. He picked off 8 guys last year. But don't you want to steal a base off him?
Yeah, you kind of want the pain to go away first.
Yeah.
And then you don't. But the problem is you are vulnerable to getting picked off. Rolled a short, and that'll end the inning. Scherzer, Ellis, Richard coming up.
Last night, Travis Jankowski, a diving catch in the bottom of the 6th that absolutely took away extra bases from Evan Longoria. And this was the defensive play of the game. That's our Togos. How far would you go?
Day off for Jankowski. Caesar with a swing and a miss.
Day off for Jankowski. It's time to hit the candy.
I don't think Jankowski is at the age where he would really want a day off today. When you're young like that, if you don't want to be in the lineup every day, then probably go home.
Something's wrong.
One-two pitch. 2-2. Ellis on deck. And then Richard. Brooks Robinson, number 5.
Hall of Famer.
Couldn't beat that guy. On the ground, foul.
It's great when John Miller was with the Baltimore Orioles and was their announcer for about, what, 16 years?
Yeah.
He got to work with Brooks Robinson, former third baseman, Hall of Famer. And John, when he remembers Brooks Robinson, the stories are fantastic. And you could tell that John had a lot of respect for him, really enjoyed him. There's John. Brooksy.
So a walk to Matt Caesar.
just a bit low. It's definitely a pitch that Derek Holland wanted. But
Why?
again,
Why would he want that? Because it was a strike.
well, and it is the first base runner that the Padres have had against Holland. They wanted that one too. Let's face it, you want everything you can get if you're a pitcher.
One ball and one strike. On deck is the pitcher, Richard, who is a good hitter. I think Belt wanted to slap that tag on so fast that he did it too quick.
I don't know if he even touched it. That could have just been a bullet in the back of Matt Caesar, because he gets hit by this thing.
No, I think you're right.
Belt may have just tipped it into the side of Caesar.
Rib shot.
You don't expect that.
One ball and one strike. Well, remember though, this is the first time Holland's been out of the stretch, so he's fallen behind 2-1.
And the guy on deck too, Clayton Richard. I mean, I know it's a pitcher, but he can hit. So he flops a breaking ball in there, evens the count. Ellis, a good guy for a double play. Gets a lot of balls on the ground, left side of the infield, especially against lefties.
So it's 2-2.
I think that's what you should do. You just come through with a pitch. And now this becomes a big pitch.
It does, absolutely.
I mean, you cruise through the top of this order. You got the first 6 guys out. Now all of a sudden, you walk Caesar with a 3-2 count, and you're faced with a 3-2 with Ellis.
Happened in the Friday night game against the Dodgers, where Holland cruised along, and then all of a sudden in the 4th inning he gave up 4. So he's going to try to prevent that. And this is going to help, as Belt is going to come down from first. 1 out.
So a nice little victory. He loses the 3-2 to lead off the inning with a walk, and here he wins this 3-2 battle with a pop-up.
Richard is 2 for 11. He does have a home run, and he's got 3 runs batted in. And here he shows bunt, but he takes it. It's 0-1.
They're going to get Caesar. They're going to have to get a ball coming off that bat on a bunt that's hit pretty hard, because Caesar runs well. But you're always thinking second base if you're a corner infielder. You can't be too aggressive to a good hitter like Richard, though, because I mean, he'll show bunt, drop it back, and slash.
Yep. Bunts this one hard. Belt thought about it, and they'll get the out at first.
You know, if you're a corner infielder and that ball's hit like that, you put your feet in position to the lead base. Then you can make your decision. And watch the footwork of Belt, who has a good arm. Lower body is going right to second. A little crow hop. Now he sees it's not worth it.
I'll bet he would like to do that again.
I'm a little surprised he didn't pull the trigger.
Only because he's got a strong, accurate arm. Here's Margot. And strike. Margot hit a ball well into left center field that Gorky Hernandez ran down.
Good with runners in scoring position.
0-2.
You know, one thing you can see when you're pitching to a guy, if he pulls his head out on a swing, and that's exactly what Margot did there on that last breaking ball. That's an invitation to go back down there to his back foot again.
Tried to, 1-2. Two outs and a runner in scoring position here in the third. Hooked foul, hit hard.
Thank you, sir. May I have another? See, you're a hero twice. Once for making the play, and twice for picking out a young man who's going to appreciate it a whole lot more than you are.
And that he is. There is no doubt about it. 1-2.
Shake your hand, bro hug, friend for life.
2-2.
Yep, mom taught that child well. Yay! Mom yays, they're pretty good. They're sincere.
And another foul.
Still hasn't gone above the hands with the fastball, and it's wide open. Who's happier?
Mom.
Yep.
2-2. Crawford charging and throwing, and he will try to spin around. He had no chance to get Margot.
Yeah, once it got past Derek Holland, with the speed that Margot has, it's just too much to ask a shortstop to make that play, even a three-time Gold Glover.
It's the first hit of the game for the Padres.
I mean, just a tweener. Saw Crawford's idea. Turn around, maybe you get somebody cherry picking it around third.
Hosmer bounced out to Tomlinson in the first. Remember, he's got pretty good numbers lifetime against Holland.
So a walk and an infield knock, and now you hold your breath because of how hot Hosmer's been, and like you say, the history he has against Holland.
Last night against Strickland, he went the opposite way.
Pretty impressive swing of the bat when you consider the conditions. It was cold, windy. Strickland's just trying to keep him away, make him hit the left field. And that he did. $100 at bats. First baseman's thinking he should have more than 5 RBIs. But what we saw last night was a guy who's swinging it well.
Two and one. Remember, he missed the home run on Monday by a couple of feet off the Levi's landing. High and deep to right. And off the bricks. And it's going to knock in 2. And Hosmer is going to be out at third. Nice relay. The Padres do score twice.
Throw there, plenty of time. Longoria taps on the toe.
The 20th, and on the 19th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a Giants corduroy hat courtesy of Dignity Health, sfgiants.com. Hundley will lead things off. It's now a 3-2 ball game. Hundley knocked in a run with a base hit in the first inning. Hundley, Belt, and Jackson. How many relay plays are you going to see where you look in your scorecard and it says 4-6-5?
Well, and Kelby Thomason, I mean, he had to go way out into right field to get that one. I mean, that was an exceptional play.
It really was. Down the right field line. Just foul.
Take a look. It hits above McCutcheon, and who's over there to pick it up? There's Tomlinson. Hits Crawford. Really great footwork and watching Crawford position himself to get a throw off. I mean, that's a thing of beauty. That makes a defensive coach just light up.
Hundley, high and deep, down the line. It is off the bricks, and it shoots right past Cordero. And Hundley's got a double. Stay hot, kid. Thought it was gone.
I did too. I think I may have had a little topspin on it. Swinging the bat right there, puts his bat over its 300. He just snaps into that fastball that cuts into him. And he's had that swing since the first day of spring training. And it slams up against the board, and Cordero, the left fielder, overruns it. So an easy two-bagger to start things off here.
Here's Belt. Belt drew a walk in the first. He takes a strike.
It's not that far away from the ball four pitch in his last at bat.
Very true. Jackson on deck. Belt rolls it foul, 0-2.
Way above the glove. I mean, A for effort, but he was short by about 8 feet. Now on the third hop, here comes Tomlinson. And watch the footwork of Crawford. I mean, that's as quick a relay as you can execute, and the throw is perfect. Had to be. You know, and we keep talking about the footwork from Crawford, but that's something you can practice with your little leaguers. Receiving the throw so that your lower body is getting positioned to throw to the bag that you're wanting to throw to, instead of catching it with both toes facing the guy you received the ball from. You gotta have some guts to take those.
I'm telling you, look, you make a great umpire. He's got the umpire stance.
Yeah, he does.
1-2. And that one almost hit him, and it stays at 1-2.
Plus, Brandon Belt used to be a pitcher. I've never met a pitcher that would not want to have the opportunity to call balls and strikes when he's on the mound. You know how many no-hitters there would be a year?
Two and two.
Clayton Richard, when he misses, I mean, he's not missing by a whole bunch.
And certainly not to Belt. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hundley the leadoff double. 3-2. This is a Belt at bat if there ever was one.
I think the Giants have done well, and it really started in the Arizona series. Now, they lost that series. They won 1 and lost 2, but they really had great at bats, and they carried it right into Anaheim, Washington, Dodgers. They're grinding, they're getting pitches out of starting pitchers. They're getting into the bullpens early.
That's belted bat if I've ever seen one.
0-2 to a walk. And in the end, the ball 3 and ball 4 were easy takes.
Jackson doubled in the first inning.
Yeah, bases loaded, and he got a 90-mile-an-hour little cut fastball that he hooked into the corner. It would knock in 2. But you get hits like that, you know what? You're starting to think that it's turned for you. You're going to get hot. And he's had some big hits this homestand.
Yes, he has. Hundley at second, Belt now at first, and the pitch is low. Two and 0. Now he has to throw a strike.
Well, he's taking a little walk and having a discussion with himself right now. Fall behind 3-0 with nobody out. I mean, he doesn't have an open base at third, not with less than 2 outs. So Austin Jackson's got opportunity here.
Nope. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants. Into your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. So Crawford is going to hit with the bases loaded.
And I think Darren Balsley's trip out here to talk to Clayton Richards is nothing more than just to give him a breather. Because I think he's ticked off a couple of those pitches he thought should have been striked. And you don't want to have a pitcher ticked off when you've got a bases loaded, nobody out situation. Because when you get ticked off, you just overthrow. You think with your arm instead of your head.
Well, Crawford's going to lay in the weeds for a fastball right here. And he gets a breaking ball, and it's 1-0. Or no, it's a fastball.
Yeah, a little cutter. But it is definitely a movement that's moving away from him. And he tried to locate that outside corner. That's a pitch that, you know, Clayton Richard, I mean, he's thinking he should get.
On the ground, and a base hit. And 1 run's going to score. Here comes Belt. It's going to be close. He made it. And Crawford comes through.
Well, you can see it all starting to happen in last night's game. I mean, he had a 1 for 4, but every swing that he took had lower leg in it, good balance in it. And here, they set up in the outside corner. That's just a mislocation from Richard. And there was Crawford laying in the bushes, like you said. And they get those 2 runs right back with a chance to do more damage.
And that would have to come from Colby Tomlinson with runners at the corners. This is if you're the 8th place hitter where you have to do something because you don't want to leave it up to the guy on deck.
Robbie Erlin left-hander head down the Padres bullpen.
Tomlinson rolled out to third to end the first. 3 pitches by inning for Richard. None have been the way he's wanted it to go.
Well, he just picked me off.
Yeah, me too. And a good idea wasted. It's 0-2.
Well, he knows he's got good speed with Austin Jackson at third. And it's basically a safety squeeze. If you could get that ball past Richard as he's falling off towards the third base line, I think the idea that he had was to bunt it to the right side of the infield. It's a pretty easy way to get an RBI.
One and 2 to Tomlinson. Got him.
Now that's exactly what Clayton Richard was pitching for. So he goes wide with a big breaking ball. And he gets the strikeout.
Holland. Is he going to bunt here?
Well, they're going to bring Jose Perella in as close to Holland as Clayton Richard is. Talked about the extreme defense you're going to see from San Diego. This is an example of it.
Well, yeah, I know where I'm aiming if I'm hitting. It's like, okay, you put a target out there, here I go.
I actually like the call.
It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Not often you see a second baseman come that far into the infield.
One and 2.
Well, there's a little contact right there, so that's progress.
Okay, now Perella goes back. Now you bunt.
I have no problem with that play either.
Yeah, no, I think they are.
Just don't hit into a double play. Ron Woda's come about halfway down, giving signs. Throw to first to see if he shows. And he almost picked off Crawford.
And guess what? Guess what Holland did?
Showed bunt.
Squared around fully. It was a deke.
So they bring Perella back in.
You know what Wodas is going to tell? If Pirella's going to play there, swing. If he moves back, bunt. That's it. No sign needed. One and 2.
Robbie Erlin, the left-hander in the Padres bullpen, he's ready to go.
Bunt.
Yeah, why not?
I'm saying maybe swing away. What do you think?
Yeah. Upon further review. All right, let's take a look at the form. The bat should be at the top of the strike zone. Knees bent. It looks good right there. The only thing missing here is contact. The other thing too is you don't want to jab at the ball. You want to catch it off the bat head. Towards the end of the bat to deaden it. So it needs a little work.
American League guy.
Yeah.
Want to know, Hernandez is lined out and struck out. Lined right at Margot, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants pick up 2. They get the help of a couple of walks, and Crawford's base hit to knock in a pair. After 3, 5-2 Giants.
Grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Giants with a 5-2 lead here in the 4th inning, and it'll be Villanueva to face Derek Holland. And the first pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes. Villanueva struck out in the first inning. On deck is Pirela. Blanco comes into the game. He's in left. Moving from left to right is Gorkis Hernandez. So McCutcheon, who got hit on the back of the arm on the elbow, is out of the game. This is in the park to left for Blanco, who gets tested right away. Wow.
Right in the sweet spot. Yeah, this is the 2nd inning when he took one right above the elbow at the base of the trapezius, and that was a flush hit right there. That's just not going away. Plus he also got up against the wall, jumping for that ball. He kind of slammed into the right field wall, so a couple of dings today to Andrew McCutcheon.
Pirela bounced back to Holland.
That's a good curveball. And Derek Collins going, where was that? And all he's telling right there is, I don't believe that was a ball. He knew where it was. And umpires, they don't like it when you ask them. They don't like it when you draw attention to any one of their calls.
Tomlinson from second. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, Brandon Crawford's going to have a couple of different double play partners while Joe Panic is on the disabled list. And last night it was Alan Hansen. They turned 3 double plays. It's our smart play of the day, brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Brandon Crawford wanted to first commend Andrew Suarez for inducing so many ground balls for them to be able to turn to. And then he talked about Hansen. He said he did a great job, and they have very little experience working together, guys. They took ground balls before the game yesterday. Brandon Crawford said that Hansen was able to give him a firm feed. Hansen speaks very little English, so I asked about how they communicated, and Brandon Crawford said, well, he speaks baseball, so communication was no problem. Guys?
Baseball language. It is universal. As Belt spears it, flips it, throws it past Holland. And backing up was Hundley. So it'll be interesting to see how that's ruled. Maybe an error on Belt. What do you think?
I mean, he made a great play to get to it, and he's normally right on the dot when you're talking about leading pitchers. He's one of the best at it. Take a look at how far out front it was. Yeah, a little bit. I really thought it was going to get caught. Well, it's got to be an E3, right?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's a rough error.
Elvis struck out on 3 pitches in the second. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit on a rope to Blanco. Side retired. Elvis did everything right. He's got nothing to show for it. And now the Giants are coming up.
Reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
5-2 Giants are in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And Gregor Blanco is going to lead things off as we see this young man just taking the lap around AT&T on a beautiful day. Windy, a bit cool. Pitch from Richard. Breaking ball just a bit high and inside. Blanco comes into the game when Andrew McCutcheon had to leave the ball game.
We'll get a report as soon as we get a report. Third base side. Villanueva was charging, and he makes a nice play.
Well, you like the Sharks? Stanley Cup playoff. Sharks taking on the Golden Knights tonight. NBC Sports Network. Sharks Playoff Central, 6:30. And after the game, NBC Sports California Plus. Sharks try to even the series with the Golden Knights on NBC Sports Network. Begin and end your hockey night on NBC Sports California Plus with the Sharks Playoff Central before and after the game. There's nothing like Sharks playoff hockey, and we will attest to that.
Longoria takes a strike.
They are extremely physical in that Golden Knights Sharks series.
There's a base hit for Longoria. Sometimes it looks easy, doesn't it?
Sometimes it looks easy.
We know firsthand that that's not a fact. Here's Hundley, who's made things look easy today. 2 hits, a single, a double. He scored twice. He's got an RBI. Will be pitch number 80 coming up from Clayton Richard.
It's too many. The end of 4, you want to be 60 or less.
Belt to follow. Nice Wednesday afternoon crowd. Our fans love their weekday baseball. And that means Longoria is going to be able to move down to second.
So a 90-foot gift. And for a guy like Hundley, who has been swinging it well, there's another RBI opportunity. Ball hits the heel of the glove and just skips up the leg of A.J. Ellis. He's not happy right now.
Three and one.
Yeah, put your tie on, head out to the yard.
Oh, how about take your tie off?
He's the only guy.
Down the right field line. It is out of here. Hundley picked the best spot in the park down the right field line. And he's got a big fly. He's 3 for 3.
Second time this year he has hit a home run to right field, and we bring that up because you don't see many right-handers do it, let alone do it twice. But watch the location. The pitch is away, it's up, and he just backspins it, and it's just a matter of, is it going to stay fair or is it going to go foul? It's got to go 309. And that's a thing of beauty for Hundley, number 3 on the year.
I don't think we ever saw Barry Bonds hit one there. His are in the water.
Yeah, I don't think he could hit the ball that short.
Yeah, he couldn't hit 309. Belt takes a strike. Belt, more than anybody in this lineup, has made Clayton Richard work. Richard has walked him twice. And he wins the battle this time with a swing. He ain't gonna miss his 6th strikeout.
Take a look at the numbers. 99 mile an hour. That's how hard it was hit going out. 330 total distance. Hey, that's a big fly.
Jackson has doubled and walked. His double knocked in 2 runs in the first inning. And he dribbles it foul. Two and one. Two and two. Very close. 3 and 2 to Jackson. Crawford's on deck. 2 outs. Wow. I think he had him.
Well, Clayton Richard thought he had him. So a walk and a couple of knocks for Austin Jackson. And Clayton Richard perplexed. As if to say, well, where's that?
Yeah, that's close.
Well, it was down. It was perhaps in.
Here's Crawford. Crawford knocked in a pair of runs with a base hit in the 3rd inning.
A lot of close pitches that just are not being given to pitchers today. We're talking for both guys.
It has not slowed the pace of Clayton Richards. He is still working very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, the next pitch is going to be number 98. A lot of stretch time. He hadn't had one clean inning. 1, 2, 3.
There's a line drive into right field, a base hit. Second hit for Crawford, and here's Tomlinson.
I think you're going to see a lot of 2-hit days coming.
You think you're going to see a good road trip out of Brandon Crawford?
Well, I think you're going to see a good road trip from Crawford, McCutchen, Jackson. Guys have been working hard to get out of their funk.
Tomlinson is 0 for 2.
Adam Simber getting ready.
No balls and 1 strike. You're staying away to Tomlinson.
Both teams are off tomorrow. Giants, after this game, are heading to Atlanta to start a 3-city road trip.
On the ground, Virela will make the play, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board twice. Nick Hundley hits his 3rd home run of the year right down the line, and it's bye-bye baby. We will head to the 5th. It's 7-2 Giants. 2nd, 1956 at Wrigley Field. And it was on this date the Giants beat the Cubs 6-5 in 17, but that's not the whole story. Darrell Spencer, the game-winning sac fly in the 11th. The Cubs' Don Hoke went 1 for 7, 6 strikeouts, all against different pitchers. The game featured 48 players, 25 Giants played, and 11 intentional walks. That's a lot. Time of game. Mr. Manfred would not be happy with this. There's a high drive to left, and Caesar just knocked one out of the park. It's 7-3. So Caesar doesn't waste it. By the way, the game was 5 hours and 13 minutes, and the attendance was 2,300. So Caesar knocks one out of the park. His first of the year. And here's Ellis. Ellis hits this one sharply to Tomlinson. And Headley's going to hit.
Yeah, you see the look on the face of Matt Caesar. He's kind of looking out into the bleachers as to how far it went up. Mark McGuire knows all about home runs. Coming over to endorse it.
Headley takes a called strike. Headley is off to a horrible start. He did get a hit the other night on Friday as a pinch hitter. He taps this one foul. Headley's hitting 103. He's 4 for 39. And he doesn't have a hit right-handed. He's 0 for 12.
And he's the only right-handed bat off the bench today for the Padres. The other three guys they have all lefties: Lopez, Jankowski, Asuaje.
Headley asks for time. Margot is on deck with 1 out. So it's 2-2. Out of play.
Got in there nice with that fastball.
.75 pitches. They're still going at it.
That's the game that never ends.
It never ends.
Here we go.
He's hit for Headley his first of the year, right-handed. And here's Margot. This guy. All right, take the take sign off. Swing. Got to be ready, swing and a miss.
It's all right.
Fouled that one.
No such thing as striking out.
No. You got a piece of that last one. Ready? Yeah, just missed.
Sometimes you have to hit the bat for him.
Very high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Pierce Johnson heading down to the Giants bullpen. And this is a get ready in a hurry red alert.
And Bruce Bochy would like to have Holland get a couple of outs so he can get a decision, but he is not going to sacrifice this game for that.
And he's not getting a lot of help from plate umpire Chris Guccione, who's been very tight. I mean, he's a low ball guy. Normally he gives a little more width on each side. Today it hasn't been there. It's been a tight zone.
So Holland says, all right, I'll throw one right down the middle of the plate.
And the number of tight zones we've seen this year, it leads you to believe that there's a reason for it. I mean, it could come down from the league offices to how guys are calling games to be a little more strict to the corners. Seen it happen before. The fact that it's just kind of all around baseball, we see a lot of tight zones. Makes you think.
2-2. Got him. That's a pretty big out for Holland.
Yeah, it is. You know, the fifth inning could be a weird inning because you need to pitch a fifth to qualify for a win. And when you haven't had your first win with a new team, it can alter your rhythm. So he goes down below the zone with a breaking ball and he gets Margot to chase.
Here's Hosmer. Swing.
Boy, he's geared for middle in right now. If he hits you away, it's going to have to be up. Down and away is giving him some trouble.
High and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That one he can get to. We saw it happen last night.
Two and two.
You bring it in. If you bring that thing in, into Hosmer, he's on it.
So it's 2 and 2. And a full count. You don't want to face the next guy with 2 people on base, so Hosmer is probably going to get something to hit here. This is a little pop-up that it's going to be Brandon Crawford who puts it away. Thank you very much. 7-3 Giants. Download the StubHub app today and head to AT&T Park. StubHub is an official partner of the San Francisco Giants. New pitcher, new hitter. Erland, the pitcher, blocked the hitter, and a called strike at the knees when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Pretty good numbers for Robbie Erland. I mean, 18 base runners. He struck out 19, and just about a strikeout an inning. And he's a 4-pitch guy. You'll see a fastball that's right around high 80s, 90-ish with a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Well, Holland may have been lobbying to Bruce Bochy, but it's hard to do that when the pinch hitter's already had 2 strikes on you. Tap foul. Rockies beat the Cubs this afternoon, 11-2. Erland to block. Got him.
Well, if you have 4 extra men and you have to use one because of an injury, McCutcheon having to lead the ball game, Gregor Blanco goes in. If you're a starting pitcher, you better have your shoes on.
Yeah, this is where you miss Madison Bumgarner in a different way. Hernandez is lined out twice and he struck out. He's 0 for 3. Slater sent down. Before the ball game. This is a little looper down the left field line. This is trouble. And Marquis Hernandez has a hit.
Well, he's due for a bloop to drop. I mean, he had 0 for 3 going with 2 rockets. 1 hit to the third baseman and 1 hit to the center fielder. So
take it.
Yeah. You have to feel like that one was owed to you.
Here's Blanco, tried to bunt his way on. And Villanueva at third made a really nice play. And here he takes one to the backstop. Well, he wait very long to score that one, a pass ball.
All right, let's take a look at the pass ball. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. A rare pass ball from A.J. Ellis. But another 90-foot gift for the Giants, and they've been pretty good about cashing in on him today.
Two and 0.
We first saw Robbie Erland when he came up with the Padres 2013. He was a starter, and he looked like he was going to be pretty special. Then in 2017, last year, he had Tommy John surgery. So he's worked himself back in the bullpen right now, but he is their long guy. And he wants to get back to the rotation. He thinks of himself as a starter.
Trying to come back after falling behind 3-0 to Gregor Blanco. Blanco had asked for time.
Well, if you're Gregor Blanco and you're going to back out of the batter's box like that, you got to make sure that umpire agrees with you that you're going to get timeout. Otherwise, it could be a rough strike.
Picks a good rip. It's 3-2. Here's the payoff to Blanco. And Blanco bounces this one right to Pirela. 2 outs. Hernandez moves to third. So here's Longoria. Pitch strike. Longoria singled in the 4th, eventually scored on the Hundley home run. Oh, 2.
Going down to try and get that low fastball. Been swinging it good with 2 strikes of late. And half of that is just getting a good pitch to hit, which is what Longoria has done a great job of. Since he had the slow start and he was swinging at everything for a while. But that has not been the case of late.
Slowly hit. Galvis charging. And he will just throw him out to end the inning. No runs, 1 left, 6th inning coming up. Giants have a new pitcher. It's 7-3 Giants. Your streak for chance at $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today. Looks fun. That looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah, they got it going.
7-3 Giants when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
All right, Pierce Johnson signing in. 12th time he's come in. He's had a nice start to this season. Just 14 base runners in 14 innings. I mean, that's doing it. 4-pitch guy. You'll see mid 90s fastballs.
Villanueva is struck out and flied out to left. And another pitch that's up. 2 balls and no strikes. Pirela on deck, and then Frenchie Cordero. We are in the 6th inning. Again, high, 3-0.
Hey, you take a little walk, calm yourself down, and take advantage of your 4-run lead, and just say, "Here, hit me."
In there for a strike, 3-1. And think the same thing again.
Here, hit me again.
And he tried 3-2.
And then you say, "Here, hit me again." Yeah, the other thing too, I mean, you're not trying to hit a corner. You're just trying to throw a strike here, put the pressure on the hitter.
A pop-up. And Hundley wrestles this one and puts it away.
Not easy.
All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen, we just got an update on Andrew McCutchen. He does have a left elbow contusion, but the x-rays negative. That is very good news. I also have some more information on Johnny Cueto, placed on the disabled list with right elbow inflammation. Bruce Bochy talked about him today. He said he did have an MRI. They're going to seek a second, possibly a third opinion. This is not a clear-cut surgery situation, and the Giants really want to explore all the options of rehab because he has been pitching with discomfort, and he has been pitching very well. Gentlemen?
Yeah, and look, it's such a tough spot to be in. If you're Bruce Bochy, the staff, because there's a swing and a miss. All right, you make the decision to have Tommy John. Now you've lost him for a year. So do you wait to see if you can salvage something out of him this year?
Yeah, but if you wait, then you prolong the inevitable. If he has to indeed have a surgery, it's going to take you a lot longer to get him back. I think the question now is whether or not he could pitch and whether or not he's going to injure himself further if he goes out.
Yeah, maybe nobody knows.
But they're getting information before they make a decision.
Now racing in and diving is Jackson, and he can't hang on. So it'll be a base hit.
I mean, what you hope for in regards to Johnny Cueto is, you know, you get a shot, a couple days off, and everything's going to be fine. Let's take a look at the effort from Austin Jackson. Just couldn't quite get there. Did hold him to a single, though. If you're going to dive and you can't get it, you don't want that ball to get by you.
Here's Cordero. Swing.
Nice tight little cutter there at 90 miles an hour. Good pitch.
Urela's got 3 steals on the year. Cordero misses again. 0-2. Freddie Galvis to follow. And a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. And that'll bring up Galvis.
Went down and got that breaking ball. It was below the strike zone when he finally caught up to it. Take a look at the 0-2 base hit. I think that's a zone that he covers pretty well. I think he's a little ball hitter, especially down and in, like a lot of tall left-handed hitters.
Galvis is struck out, and then he lined out to left. Chases the first pitch, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Talked about the mutual day off that both the Giants and Padres are going to have tomorrow. Giants will spend in Atlanta. They'll get into the Atlanta area around 2-3 o'clock this morning or tomorrow morning. Padres, they're heading to Mexico to take on the Dodgers.
0-2.
Monterrey, Mexico.
Hey, Will Smith is head down to the bullpen.
And right now, Will Smith, a veteran, feels like a rookie.
Got him.
95 to run across the letters.
Elvis not happy.
No, you're not, because you kind of feel like you help the guy going out of the strike zone. And Pierce Johnson just goes country hardball across the letters. Grab some pine meat.
Here's Matt Caesar, who homered in his last at bat. And he pops this one foul and out of play. Three runs on 6 hits for the Padres. For the Giants, 7 runs on 9 hits. Good curveball, nothing at 2. Threw it again, and it's hit right at Jackson, and that'll end the inning. Padres strand a pair. Hundley will lead things off.
If you're a Bronco, you're going to want to get in on this. Special ticket package is going to include an SCU co-branded beanie and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. Check it out.
Hundley stepping up. These folks are working their way to the ballpark. They've heard that there's a game today. How close can they get? Hundley's 3 for 3 as he drives this one high and deep into left center field. He's 4 for 4, and he's got a double. Have a day, Nick Hundley. He needed a triple for the cycle.
Well, let's take a look at the first 3. This is how it started out. I mean, it's a base hit, an RBI. That was back in the first inning. And then he comes up in the 3rd and he hits a double off the wall. And in the 4th inning it comes up and he bombs one out to right field. And now a leadoff double here in the 6th. Have a day.
So here's Belt, who's 0 for 2. Make that 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a pitch down low. So he needed a triple for the cycle.
So would you have kept running?
No. Hey, look, if it's the 8th inning, probably.
Yeah.
On the ground, Hosmer kicks it away from him. Hundley is going to be waved in. Belt's going to get an RBI. It's 8-3. So Hosmer got a glove on it.
Well, once he kicks off of the glove of Hosmer, the second baseman, Perella, kind of overran it. And Ron Woda saw it, and he never hesitated putting the green light on. Well, what you hope is your third base coach gets a little tendonitis waving runs in.
Put some ice on it on the plane. Here's Jackson, who takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
And once again, Will Smith heads down to the pen.
Jackson's been on base 3 times. A double and 2 walks. And a strike. Up the middle. And Jackson's got a base hit. And Belt is going to go to third, and he's going to make it. And Jackson's going to slide back into first.
Hits all over the field today, but it's the guys who are getting them. I mean, that's the thing that's fun to watch. Hundley, I mean, he persevered through no luck early in the season, as did Austin Jackson. And here, just going back up the middle. In April, that ball was snagged by the pitcher. May, that's a knock.
Crawford is 2 for 3. Giants now with 12 hits. And a line drive, and it's right at Caesar. And Belt is going to score.
With a bullet off the bat of Crawford.
So that's run number 9.
Jordan Lyles finishing up his warm-up throws, as is Will Smith. But right now, the guy with the higher heart rate is Will Smith.
Tomlinson takes a strike. He's 0 for 3.
Smith missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery, and today is going to be his debut.
Line drive fair down the left field line. Jackson's going to stop at third. So Tomlinson joins the hit parade.
Now let's take a look at the pitch. It was up, middle in. An easy 2-base hit. $13 hits now for the Giants, and that's going to be it for Robbie Erlin as Andy Green's coming out.
Jankowski will replace Caesar. So we're going to take a break. It's 9-3 Giants. Sports talk in the Bay Area, the happy hour right after Giants postgame live. And it's right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. So here are the changes. The new pitcher is Jordan Lyles. The new right fielder is Jankowski. And the new hitter is Alan Hansen.
Take a look at the year for Lyles. 21 base runners in 18 innings. He's a 4-pitch guy. He could start for you. Fastball goes low to mid-90s. Curveball, slider, changeup.
Infield is in for the Padres. And Hansen jumps back out of the way.
There's Travis Jankowski in right field.
Skied out into shallow center field. At third is Jackson, and he is not going to risk it.
Well, Margot's got an exceptional arm, and he showed you on that throw that that was not a bad scout report.
So here's Gorkis Hernandez. Two line drive outs, a strikeout, and then a base hit for Gorkis in the fifth. And a high fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Down the right field line and foul. To even the count at a ball and a strike. Rewarded for bringing his glove to the ballpark.
It should just be automatic. It should be right there next to your hat.
One ball and one strike. And a little low.
Get a glove drive coming up here pretty quick, don't you?
2-1 pitch. Down low. 3-1.
It's always one of your favorite time of the year.
Yeah, we always manage to pull off a really good amount of donated gloves and certainly a good amount of donated cash so that our fund can buy gloves. This is hit out to right field, and coming in is Jankowski, still coming in, and now he's there to make the catch. So we're going to see the debut this year of Will Smith, and he's going to be psyched. It's 9-3 Giants. Toyota dealer. Holland and the lefty Richard were the starters. Holland's got a chance for a win. Richard's got a chance for a loss. But really been all about Nick Hundley, who's 4 for 4 in this game with 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles, and a home run. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Well, welcome back, William Michael Smith. It's been a long year, a long wait following Tommy John surgery he had last year.
And a call strike.
Will Smith, 28 years old, big guy, 6'5", 250. They give you 2 types of fastball, a changeup, and a curveball. All from a high 3/4 release. And he's really been great. I mean, he worked his tail off to get back here. And there were a couple times where he doubted if he was going to get back. I mean, I think everybody goes through that, but it does the Tommy John rehab. But as he got closer to this moment right here, he really started getting psyched up about it, as you can imagine. Got his body back. And they're talking around the batting cage a couple days ago. He says, I'm psyched up about this. I get to play baseball again.
Two-one pitch. Swinging a foul bat.
See the velocity at 93. I mean, he'll go low to mid 90s consistently. And he's the kind of guy that, he's not a left-handed specialist. He can get righties out.
A.J. Ellis in a battle in the 2-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's down low, 3-2.
No swing, says David Rackley, first base umpire. Pretty good take right there. Throw a pitch like that, you wonder, how could a guy take that?
guys have watched Will Smith work very hard to get to where he's standing right now. And he walked him. So here's Jankowski. So if I were to say to you, Will Smith is going to come in the game and he's going to walk the first guy, that really shouldn't surprise you, should it?
No. And you say, well, why is that?
And I would just about to say that. Why is that?
Oh, well, I mean, he's in his 6th year at the big league level. You wouldn't think he's nervous, but right now, this is like opening day his rookie year.
Yep.
He's got that kind of adrenaline.
Jankowski and the 0-1, and it's high. 1 ball and 1 strike. And Bruce Bochy wanted to use him today. And look, it isn't a given the Giants are going to win this game, but they do have a 6-run lead. And this is the type of game that Bruce Bochy would like to use him in.
Just to get those nerves out of the way.
Swing and a miss, because the next time he'll get used will be in Atlanta.
And it's not going to be a game. It's going to be a 6-run difference. I mean, it's going to be. I mean, he's a guy you bring in late.
Got him. So that's got to feel pretty good.
94 to a little anger in that. I mean, he was ticked off about the leadoff walk. Kind of took it out on Jankowski.
For a first time in a while, Mike, the Giants have 3 lefties in the bullpen.
They did not send out DJ Snelton when they activated Will Smith. As you see him 94 it right through the strike zone. Classic delivery, and there's the high 3/4 release.
Margot takes a strike.
And the thing about Will Smith is, you know, he is 6'6", and with that high 3/4 release, he can get tilt. So there's, if you can knee-high locate, you're going to get tilt on a fastball, and that's the best kind to have. Couple breaking balls.
Longoria will charge and throw out the speedy Margot.
It's great. We got here at the ballpark today, and there's no batting practice from either side. And there's a few guys out there playing catch, and there, all by himself, over at third base, was Evan Longoria, taking ground ball after ground ball after ground ball.
I bet he took 20 minutes.
Now let's take a look at this play. Had to charge it on the run off the right foot. Easy flip.
Here's Hosmer. Hosmer fouls it back. I see that number 30, and then I see the swing, and I'm thinking it's Klesko.
Yeah. Yeah, they have similarity in that they both want to hit the ball so hard it knocks the cover off.
And it's just more than anything, it's the number.
It's one of Bruce Bochy's favorite all-time players that he's had.
And I don't think Klesko would want some little guy trying to bunt his way on to wear number 30.
Yeah, I agree.
One pitch. Pretty close. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Good curveball.
Those guys arsenal, doesn't he?
He's got some electricity. That's explosive. Coming all the way across the plate. If you're Hosmer, you're thinking, don't throw that again.
And he being Hosmer stayed alive. Two and two. So an 18 pitch inning for Will Smith. Just outside, 3 and 2.
Just a wee bit low, or outside rather. With Corey Guerin heating up in the Giants bullpen quickly, and a right-handed hitter being away on deck, I wonder if this is the last hitter for Smith.
Got him. And Smith, as you could imagine, showing some emotion as he walks off the mound, and Hundley flips him the ball. How about that?
Welcome back, Mr. Smith.
Brokers, insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit heftins.com. By Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
Well, that's the vault that's on display here at the ballpark. You get a chance to swing by. You'll see a lot about baseball history, Giants history. And it's really very cool.
Yeah, very cool. It's 9-3 as Gregor Blanco steps up here in the 7th. Blanco takes inside. Blanco came in for McCutcheon, who got hit on the elbow. And he tried to bunt his way on unsuccessfully. And then he bounced out to second, so he's 0 for 2.
I just want to finish up that story about the vault. If you want to see where it is, it's on the right field side by the Juan Marichal statue. The lefty will dual gate. Go out there and take a look at what they've done. It's really done beautifully, and it's educational, it's inspiring, it's fun.
Here Educational and inspiring.
Yeah.
That's what we've strived for on every road trip we've ever taken.
Now that's a happy camper right there, Will Smith. And watching him come off the field, that was educational and inspiring.
It was.
It just gives you an example of just how these guys love this game. And when it's taken away from him because of a serious injury, in his case, Tommy John surgery, you miss it.
Cordero is going to put it away on the fly ball to left.
Now, this was the last pitch in the inning, and you can see the emotion. Psych, but that's where it started. When he got back in the dugout, I mean, that is a genuine smile right there. I mean, he's as friendly could be anyway, but he got back in the dugout and he was giving high fives and he was meaning it. Go hug your trainer. Dave Greshner, what a job he and his team did to get him back.
Longoria pops it up. It'll be Galvis. And Galvis hangs in there and makes the catch. If Will Smith had his way, he'd have the orthopedic surgeon, he'd have the staff, the nurses, every guy that he's worked with, he'd have them all in the dugout to give him a hug.
Oh, yeah.
Hundley needs a triple for the cycle. He's 4 for 4. Here's where you don't stop running. And the pitch is high. 1 ball and no strikes.
6th time he's had a 4-hit day. That's impressive.
It is. We saw a day here with him this year, as this is lifted out to Margot, where he hit 4 line drives and was 0 for 4. That's going to end the inning. We'll head to the 8th. It's 9-3 Giants.
Put up a 3-game series against the Braves, and the Friday game will be 4:30 p.m. hour-long pregame live at 3:30. You'll see it right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. The Giants head to take on the Braves, and it's also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. So don't miss anything about the Giants this season. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and NBCSportsBayArea.com. 3 cities: Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Corey Guerin coming in now for the 14th time this year. Guerin Had a good season. Had a couple bumps in the road. For the most part, been very consistent.
Villanueva is 0 for 3. Goes around, it's 0-2. Waits on that breaking ball and fouls it back.
No, that's a redeemer swing. I mean, he wasn't real happy about that second strike he was hacking at. Hey, happens to everybody.
And a healthy rip, and he got a piece. No balls and 2 strikes. Tap foul again.
I think you can just keep throwing it out there a little bit wider and a little bit wider, and he's going to keep swinging at it.
He wants to swing. Urela to follow. Got him.
Right up above the hands with 91.
Amy G's here. Amy, what's up?
All right, guys. Well, the news on Cueto, that was definitely a tough hit, but Andrew Suarez and his performance last night definitely lessened the blow. He allowed just 2 innings over 7 very efficient innings. Skipper Bruce Bochy very impressed, saying that Suarez's pitches, they were all working. He had really good stuff, and Bruce Bochy, was very encouraged, especially with the Cueto news. So here's the big question. Suarez will now stay with the team, but he has no clothes, gentlemen. He didn't pack to go on this road trip. He came to San Francisco to spot start. So he said he's definitely going to have to hit the mall in Atlanta. And I thought maybe you guys could loan him a pair of Crook and Kipe socks. Dwayne?
Socks. Oh, we could loan him socks. Absolutely.
Yeah, not a problem there.
Just do the Jack Clark. Get on a long road trip with an empty suitcase and just buy your clothes when you get there.
See, I think that's a rookie move right there in a good way, because a lot of rookies here that when guys get to the big leagues, the veterans take care of you. Well, he's saying, hey, I don't have any clothes, about ready to go on. He's going to come back with 2 suitcases full of clothes.
Yes, absolutely.
The veterans will take care of him.
There's a strike. Plus in Atlanta, you walk out of the hotel, you can go right and you're into a mall, and you can go left and you're into a different mall. We know.
Yeah.
Because
that was our walk.
We are the king of the malls. On the ground, foul. Just check the number of black pair of pants that we own. Gregor Blanco did not want to go after this ball, but
there's Ingrid Baxter, our ball babe tonight.
Ingrid needed
to
move a little quicker to influence Gregor to whether he was going to chase it down or not.
There's Mark Almer, the old left-hander. He's over the first base side today.
Two-two pitch. And that's foul.
Joe Panik, after his surgery, he's got a cast on his hand. He thinks all said and done, when the time he gets back, it's going to be about 6 weeks. The ligament was completely torn from the bone, 100%.
Two and two. Got him.
Kind of a backup slider. They set the target on the outside part of the plate. The thing had spin going up there, just didn't do anything. Boy, if you could do that every time, a backup slider would be the greatest pitch ever. It's hard to put spin on a ball and not make it do anything. That's just a gift.
Here's Cordero.
We used to play catch before a game. We used to try and throw backup sliders.
Can't do it, huh?
Can't do it.
Cordero singled in the 6th off of Pierce Johnson. He's 1 for 3. There's a strike. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2. I mean, that was the deal, Mike, when we were playing and we would make a trip to Montreal with the tailors that they had in Montreal.
Yeah.
Snuggle up to a vet if you were a rook going to Montreal.
Yeah, carve you out a new
Sit
suit.
right next to him on the plane. No swing.
Close. All right, let's see. Did he go? Did not. Just a wee bit outside. Well, the guy who turned us on to the tailor in Montreal was Mike Murphy. Giants legendary clubby. He was the best dressed clubby in the league. Because Murph couldn't just go in there and buy a couple. By about 8.
Here's the payoff. And he walked it.
Corey Guerin's going, where was that? So 2 of those pitches, he thought they were strikes. Tight zone today. Tried to go front door with that sinker, just a bit inside.
Yeah, that's a good call. Here's Galvis.
Well, back then you would go to Montreal twice a year. So the first time you go in, you'd order your stuff. The second time you go in, you pick it up.
Yeah. 1-0. Swing. Ain't gonna miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
So Andy Suarez, I think you're in for a treat when you get to Atlanta. Plus remember, when you get to Pennsylvania, you're going to Pittsburgh and you're going to Philadelphia. There's no sales tax on clothes.
He's got a full day off tomorrow to pack up that suitcase. 2 balls and 1 strike. Out of play, 2 and 2. Braves will play the Marlins tomorrow night. All right.
Smile.
Ended up with it.
Oh yeah. That'll be your Facebook page right there.
Three and 2. Swahe is on deck. Carlos Swahe. Hit on the ground to Tomlinson. Tomlinson make the play. He does.
Potters are going to look at it.
I think they got the call right. So I'm going to write it down. 4-3.
Well, it was a sensational play by Tomlinson. Remember, Galvis, he runs well. The tail end of the play.
Well, I mean, the Padres don't have anything to lose by looking at it, right?
They don't. I don't know if there's enough there to overturn it. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. And you also have to make sure that Galvis touched the base. Good play from the knees. I think they got him. David Rackley, the first base umpire, just has to be in the back of the glove. Yeah, he got him.
And that'll end the inning. Nice play. Tomlinson, bottom of the 8th coming up.
Union, the 12th season for the program. It recognizes that teachers are indeed special. We need them. We need to applaud them. And this is your chance to do it. You need to vote. Go to NBCSportsBayArea.com and vote. The winner will receive $20,000 for his or her school.
When it's time for a change, things speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Phil Maton, the new pitcher now for the Padres. 11th game that he's come in. Off to a great start.
Belt takes inside 2-0.
I see a lot of cutters from Maton. He's got a slider and a changeup to go with it. Cut's going to be right around 90.
Drives it to right and deep and off the bricks. And Belt's going to stop at second with a double. If you hit it high in this ballpark, that right field can help you. If you hit it low, it doesn't.
Well, he calls this thing down and in, drop the head on it. And he starts measuring. I mean, he thinks he gets this. Take a look at the low line drive you're talking about.
So here's Jackson, who's been on base 4 times. Takes the pitch outside for a ball. 2-0. Belt's hit was the Giants' 14th in this game. There's a strike to Jackson. And for Belt, his second hit. He's been on base 4 times.
Couple knocks, couple walks. On base percentage over 400 now.
It'll go up. Look out, it's 3-1. Foul back, had a good rip. 3-2. Brandon Crawford on deck. We're in the home half of the 8th inning. The last game of this homestand, which featured 10 games. The one extra game was the Dodger game because of the earlier rainout. But that was the series that has a chance to make this a really nice homestand, because they took 3 out of 4 from the Dodgers. There's a swing and a miss. Jackson's gone. And you know, look, when it's all said and done, you don't want to make too much of one half inning, but the inning that Pablo Sandoval pitched may have had just as much to do with a successful homestand as anything else that was done on this homestand.
I 100% agree.
The last 3 outs for the Dodgers in a complete blowout, where the Giants were on the losing end.
And you go back the last 2 weeks, and I think there were 2 things that were significant. The one you're talking about bringing levity into a clubhouse in a bad loss. First game of a doubleheader, loosened everybody up. They came back, they won the nightcap, won the series. And the other thing happened when Mac Williamson came up and hit that home run in Anaheim. And it was like an alarm clock went off in the Giants dugout. 2 big moments in this season, and if they win this game today, they will have won their 4th series in a row.
And they will have Mac Williamson back on Saturday. Here's Crawford, who drives one center field, but it's Margot who's going to go back and make the catch. 2 outs here in the 8th.
Take a look at the numbers. There's a 106-mile-an-hour bullet off the wall. It went 387 feet. Put a ding in the bricks.
Here's Specs, Tomlinson, Pablo on deck. Breaking ball that misses. 1 ball and no strikes.
There's the Panda. Nobody's rooting harder for Kelby Thomason than Pablo Sandoval, because he wants to hit.
Yes, he does. Hyde on the right field line. Jankowski now in fair territory will make the casual catch to end the inning. So we will head to the 9th. Giants is Snelton is now on the mound.
This has been another positive thing that has happened to the Giants during this homestand. DJ Snelton has made his debut. Just the proper amount of funkiness. He's got a fastball that'll go anywhere from high 80s to low 90s. Slider and a changeup.
And Aswahe hits this one on 3 bounces to Crawford for out number 1. And here's A.J. Ellis. I don't know if Snelton thought for 1 second that he was going to get on a plane to Atlanta, but he is after the game.
Well, not only that, but we look forward to watching him throw. I think I can speak for a lot of Giants fans.
He throws right over the top, and it's a ball, 1-0.
Oh, he's another big fella. But really, he's got some funkiness on him.
He does.
Snelton like Will Smith, 6'6". There's the curveball. But he gets a lot of body coming at you. Drops way down, gets way back up top. It's funky. Funky's good. If you're not hurting yourself or putting yourself into a position where you will get hurt, funky's good.
And a walk. Here's Jankowski. Jankowski struck out against Pierce Johnson in the 7th. Hundley is going to use a mound visit.
Well, this is going to be an old catcher talking to a young pitcher. And the conversation is going to go like this. Throw a strike, will you?
Yeah, we're trying to get on the plane.
Got a 6-run lead. Throw a strike, I'll buy you a pair of pants when we get to Atlanta.
No, that's the other guy.
Well,
That's the other
Suarez is going to
lefty.
get the whole wardrobe.
Yeah. Shark will take him out.
Yes, he will.
Two 2-0. And a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Jankowski taking all the way. Chris Cuccione is not going to deviate from his strike zone. I mean, in a game like this, if I'm an umpire, if it hits the glove, I'm calling it a strike.
And a base hit. Kind of put in a spot where he had to throw something in the strike zone. And here's Margot.
Well, if you're DJ Snelton, you do not want to have anybody else get up and start throwing in the Giants bullpen.
There's a strike.
Changeup. And it is a Bugs Bunny changeup. I mean, it takes a while to get to home plate. So reluctantly, Giants are going to get somebody going. It's going to be Sam Dyson.
All right, kid. Settle down. On the ground to Longoria. That's one. That's it. Longoria had to wrestle that one.
No chance for Kelby Thomason as Margot runs well. No chance too because Travis Jankowski was on him. Like he did get a piece of Thomason. Watch the right foot of Jankowski. And he does. He digs into the leg.
Ouch. When you retire and you don't have that great tan you had when you were a player.
Yeah.
Your shins and your hands. You can see where you're beat up. As coming in to score is Ellis on the base hit by Hosmer. And here's Villanueva. Here's Bochy's moving around, but he's not going to get him. Maybe he's not going to get him because Dyson's not ready.
Well, that's why he sent out Nick Hundley. This is just time killer. And now here comes Boch. And this is for two things. Number one, he wants to end the game. Number two, he doesn't want his rookie to get beat up.
Yeah, Villanueva all of a sudden runs into one, and now the kid feels horrible. 9-4 Giants.
First and second, or first and third rather. New pitcher for Bruce Bochy is going to be Sam Dyson, the veteran. 14th time that he's come in, and he's knocked 3 points off his ERA this last homestand. He has found his mechanics. When he's right, you're going to see mid to high 90s with velocity on the sinker. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Villanueva on the ground, foul.
Ingrid, watch out. There you go. Good play. Just wait till it stops rolling and pick it up. And find the first pink shirt you can find. Job well done.
And Longoria right by the coach's box, and that's the ball game. So the Giants do take 2 out of 3 by winning this afternoon. And a lot of things, Mike, that we could touch on, but Derek Holland gets a win.
Derek Holland gets his first win as a Giant, and the story really was his catcher, Nick Hundley, a 4-hit day, and the Giants erupting for 14 hits, 9 runs, and that's their 4th consecutive series win, and they are ready for a road trip.
And on this homestand, the Giants go 7-3, so they are showing signs, even though they're having some health issues, but they are showing some signs that they're back on track now. They'll depart after the game for a long road trip, 3 cities, and we'll see how that goes, but things are looking up. Final score here this afternoon, it's the Giants 9 and the Padres 4. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants Postgame Live, presented by Toyota, and that's going to start right now.